Hello there from Houston. I'm Mia Grady with your headlines. Right now, Houston Metro says they are deploying more officers on buses and light rail trains. This after a string of incidents, including someone spraying chemicals on a Metro light rail train and someone else assaulting a fare inspector. Both incidents happened Tuesday at different red line stops. Investigators say someone may have accidentally deployed the spray. 3 people suffered minor injuries. That case remains under investigation. Meanwhile, a fare inspector was reportedly attacked at another station and fell onto the tracks. She needed surgery for an arm injury. A woman is now charged in that case. This comes just weeks after a deadly shooting on a Metro bus that ended with a man charged with murder. Metro's police chief says his department is trying to make the whole transit system safer.
That includes deploying additional resources, uniform, and sometimes undercover officers in our system. So to the public out there are resources out there every single day. Some you may see and some you may not see, but they are out there.
The Metro chief adds that rider safety is his #1 priority, but says riders also play a part and need to report suspicious activity. Dozens of dogs have been rescued from horrific conditions in Pasadena. The Houston SPCA says this was the second major animal cruelty case they've worked in just a 24-hour span. Here's Maria Aguilera with more.
This isn't where their story begins.
In a new environment, and they're just getting used to us.
Shaking, nervous, and unaccustomed to human touch. But there's hope. This is a turning point.
It's going to be 2 to 3 months before they are healthy enough to go up for adoption.
Dr. Roberta Westbrook at the Houston SPCA says 70 small dogs and 1 bird were rescued out of a home in Pasadena. They were living in disturbing conditions.
There was urine and feces in the home. There was no power. There was no water. And all of these pets were roaming around free.
The animals were surrendered. No law enforcement needed. Most suffer from mange, infections, and eye issues. It was an emergency. The dogs were rushed out, and vets jumped into action.
Heartbreaking knowing that a lot of this could have been fixed early on.
The dogs as young as 6 months to 7 years old. Some right now walking in pain due to overgrown nails.
These animals, after living in these really disturbing conditions, how do they respond to treatment?
Well, this is the thing. When we take these animals in, a lot of them are very fearful because they've been in a hoarding type situation. A lot of them were not socialized to human contact and handling. So we saw a variety of personalities.
And just a day earlier in Tomball, investigators found cats and dogs confined in stacked, filthy cages where 6 cats were already dead.
The last 24 hours have been incredibly busy for our veterinary services department.
For these animals, time and care are the first steps to healing, with hopes for a much kinder end to their story.
Thank goodness they're getting the help they need. Now this story. Houston Congresswoman Sylvia Garcia and other lawmakers are sounding an alarm about the treatment of migrants in ICE detention centers. The group of lawmakers say they visited ICE facilities across the country and spoke directly with detainees. The lawmakers say a majority of these detainees have no criminal history and are following rules like ICE check-ins and renewing their paperwork.
This administration is rounding up far too many people who have come here legally, who have protections, and even some U.S. citizens, including citizen children. Democracy is a gift we pass from one generation to the next, but it is not guaranteed. It is frail, and it will only survive if we fight for it. This is not just about immigrants. This is about the rule of law. This is about our democracy.
The lawmakers and their supporters are pledging to conduct more surprise inspections at facilities and are calling for faster case processing. The list of candidates looking to fill the District 18 congressional seat has grown. The position was previously held by the late former Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner. State Representative Jolanda Jones is the latest to enter the race. The seat was left vacant after Mayor Turner's passing back in March. Jones says she waited to fulfill her duties with the state legislature before announcing her candidacy on social media. The special election for District 18 is scheduled for November 4th. As a child, you may have been asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, thanks to artificial intelligence, kids are seeing what they could become like never before. during this last week of class at Houston ISD. Sherman Chow visited an HISD elementary school with a new spin on the age-old exercise.
Have you guys ever dreamed of having your own job?
It's a classic question with some novel answers at the school at St. George Place.
I want to be a school diver because I want to discover the sea.
And why do you want to be a neurologist?
If anybody breaks their brain, I can fix it.
And go ahead, yes?
Teacher Sadia Ishaq has her first graders write it all down in their journals, then draw pictures of themselves as teachers, nurses, and more.
All right, I gotta ask. Any of you ever thought about being a TV reporter?
Ow, really? Meanwhile, Ms. Ishaq went a step further.
I took a little photo of you guys and I put it in our AI in ChatGPT and I made images of your future self.
She shared the big reveal on the big screen.
You guys ready to transfer to the future? Let's count.
Kayla wants to be a doctor.
1, 2, 3. Awesome, Kayla.
The career doll is a social media trend, and St. George's first grade teachers embraced it to help the kids see themselves in new ways.
Our school is also a 50% Title I school, and a lot of our students don't have certain role models around the community.
Ms. Ishaq has been teaching for 10 years, a job she's wanted
Awesome job.
since she was 7.
Seem like you're getting a little emotional.
I'm getting a little emotional because when you just asked what I wanted to be when I grow up, and I thought about my mom, and that was my role model.
The project was a hit with moms and dads, too. Each picture comes with a QR code, which Layla told me to scan.
When I grow up, I want to be a singer because I can sing from my heart. This girl is on fire.
It touched my heart.
Mom Brandy remembers when she was a kid.
We did a project like this. I probably had a big head.
Yesterday's crayon drawing, nothing like today's AI projection.
So believable that that can be them in the future. And I feel like it's staying in their brains that this can be my reality.
Which one's yours?
Maya wants to be a police officer.
Because I want to help the community.
Very emotional, yes.
For Dad Noah to see his little girl 20 years from now.
My baby wants to be a police officer.
Step up.
As for Hermes, who wants to fix broken brains,
What are you gonna do with it?
I'm gonna keep it for the rest of my life.
Why?
I'm just thinking about myself when I was a kid because and I'm gonna think about my teacher who made it for our whole class.
Sherman Chow, KHOU 11 News.
Cannot wait to see what they all accomplish. And that's a wrap of your Houston headlines. I'm Mia Gradney.